All right, everyone, time for another episode of Rekieta Retardation, a rare example of me watching Nick Rekieta live and then deciding that, like, yeah, I need to make a video talking about this because, I don't. I don't make a habit of watching Nick Rekieta, okay? Like, everything I've been seeing lately comes from Alyssa Clips, it comes from Kino Casino, it comes from Kiwi Farms. I have not taken the initiative upon myself to, seek out Rekieta being a fucking retard, okay? It isn't really something I try to go out of my way to do. But I saw that he was streaming on Camelon's channel, and I'm just kind of like, okay, let's tune in and see what he's doing. And it's a boring show. It's them like shooting the shit about nothing. They're shit talking Yang Ye. They're talking about the Marvels failing. They're doing all this stuff, and then we get this. We get this ridiculous nonsense.
Fire PA or video games and
That's weird. Hmm.
anime the future.
What the fuck? Why is it not working? There we go. Okay. It wasn't plugging in correctly. Excuse me.
Of cinema? I don't think so. Although it would be great. I don't think so.
Okay. Like, anime has been increasing in popularity in the West. This is kind of indisputable at this point. Spy Family is big. We're seeing major successes in the West with like a lot of these anime dub movies. I know like Broly did fairly well. I know My Hero Academia did well. Like, it's still relatively a niche thing. One Piece did well on Netflix. Like, it's still relatively a niche thing, but it is gaining in popularity for a very good reason, because it's better than the stuff that's coming out from the West. Now, I really want you to think about this for a little bit here. Like, think about the context of what this stream is. Keep in mind they just complained about Yakuza, Yongye. They just complained about Marvel and what they're doing with, like, the Marvels. I don't know anything about that. Keep in mind, this is a channel. These guys are supposed to be heavily critical of Western media. And just take a look at what they try to say here.
And Wazapalooza says, as far as films, Dune Part 2 has to be kicking itself for moving back. Thank you, Wazapalooza.
I gotta tell you guys this because I do it every time it comes up. Anime is bad storytelling.
Oh, yeah, okay, sure. How? Okay, you're gonna lump every single show from every single creator, from every single outlet, hundreds of manga companies, dozens of anime studios. You're gonna just look at all of that stuff, all of this, like, super stuff, a lot of it that's becoming popular worldwide, and just say, yeah, it's all bad storytelling. All of it. It's all bad. Like, every single one of it. And, you're gonna dismiss all of it? Really? Especially since, like, again, you see him do this all the time, even in this clip, where he just insists that, like, oh, I'm an anime fan, guys. I'm just being honest. No, you're not a fan. You don't watch these shows. You don't know what you're talking about, right? You are being extremely dismissive of a medium that you really, really have know nothing about. It is embarrassing. And this goes to Kuma a lot as well, but, like, we're focusing on Nick here. Like, shut the fuck up.
And I know you'll get all mad at me about it, and you'll be like, "Oh, One Piece is great. That's why it's 1,768 episodes." Bullshit. No, it's not good.
Yeah, okay. You've never read One Piece. You know nothing about it. We just got off the Netflix live action adaptation, right? A Western produced version of the show that caught on with normies, okay? There is no denying One Piece's success and popularity, okay? I would argue that it's well on its way to becoming a classic for worldwide, worldwide for the manga industry, right? It is a big deal. And this guy is writing it off for no reason. Like, I know for a fact that One Piece is bigger than Batman now. It has sold more volumes than Batman has sold comics, in spite of being relatively a much newer franchise. Like, what is he talking about?
You can like it But let me couch it very well and very clearly here. It's not good for Western audiences. It's a different type of story.
Yeah. Is that why it's become huge over the past 10 years over here, Nick? Is that why the Netflix series was so popular among casual Western audiences who had never heard of the brand before? Is that why it's selling so well? Is that why I'm reading the series weekly now? Is that why it's outsold Batman? Is that why, we're talking about this now? How exactly is it bad for Western audiences? He doesn't explain himself. He doesn't justify it. It's just typical, anime is cringe from someone who clearly has no idea what he's talking about.
Storytelling, a different style of storytelling with different tropes. That's why it is becoming more popular and mainstream, but has always been an out-group medium for storytelling in the US. I know you're going to sit here and tell me about all your favorite good anime.
Oh, yeah. Outgroup. Okay, so what is manga competing with? It's competing with the Western comic book industry, right? I know he's aware of this. I know people have explained it to him. I know Yellow Flash, Raging Golden Eagle, the people in like the Kick Vic, like the anti-Kick Vic group people, like Vic Kicks back. I know those people have explained it to him, but manga is bigger than Western comic books right now. Anime is becoming bigger than a lot of Western animated shows. I don't want to say all of them because I haven't really seen any proof of that, but there's no denying that the core the manga industry, right, which is like the core backbone of that thing of what we're talking about here. That's bigger than Western comics. How exactly is it an outgroup? I've talked about this. How manga has a lot more versatility. It appeals to different groups of people. It has different genres. It has a lot, creators have more creative control. It has better art, better storytelling. What exactly makes its competition better? I can tell you that I'm reading more manga right now than I am basically doing anything else other than maybe playing Nintendo games, right? I have really started to love this stuff over the past couple of years, and it is because it is blatantly better than the competition. It isn't just because I'm a weeb and I love Japan or whatever. No, it's because it's better.
That's all good storytelling. Understand what I'm saying has nothing to do with actual quality assessment. It's contextualized to Western audiences. And
you're not saying anything, Nick. You're just making some vague statement as foreign stuff is never going to be popular in America, which is complete crap, as anyone can tell you. Come on.
Until they hybridize anime with Western audiences more, the storylines are not going to make sense. It's just Eastern versus.
The storylines don't make sense. How have I been following along with this stuff since I was 10? Okay, I watched One Piece when it came out with that initial bad English 4Kids dub, right? Where they did make a lot of changes, they did censor it, they did do things. I was able to follow along the general plot to a certain extent, right? Back then what I felt was oh yeah, everything that doesn't make sense, it'll make sense later, right? And then as I got older, I had to go through this process of discovering the manga industry and discovering what the original vision of One Piece was, and then kind of realizing that oh yeah, the thing I watched wasn't that great. But there was no denying that even back then, One Piece, to the mid 2000s, where this stuff wasn't anywhere near as popular as it was now, One Piece was better than the stuff I was watching on American television, American-made shows. Even back then, I was gravitating more towards Pokemon, towards Naruto, towards Dragon Ball. I've always preferred this stuff because it's better.
Versus Western storytelling, because they were done by different people. Ours was done by Christ, and theirs was done by Asian Satan.
You're not making any sense, Nick.
Yeah, that was called the nuke we dropped on him.
I was about to ask if
you're
Asian
not
Satan had a big dick.
Okay, this is not. This completely goes against my point, but Nick isn't funny. Okay, let's say this right now. Let's make this abundantly clear that Nick is not a funny person. Okay, he doesn't make you laugh. He doesn't make any insightful comments. He's just some cringe edgelord just talking about cooming with some of the most disgusting people on the internet, right? Like, Nick is an absolute parasite and a leech. Okay? Like, I cannot stand his sense of humor. Okay? It is appalling to me. Like, I would shut up. Okay, like that's all I want from you now. Like, forget the whole like pulling up thing that Kiwi Farms does. Like, no, just shut the fuck off. Like, shut off the webcam and like rethink your life. Okay, rethink your comedian career. Okay, because it's not gonna happen. Like, more and more of these edgelord YouTubers are gonna turn their backs on you, and it is well deserved because you are not funny. Okay, let's go back to the
But never mind.
No, actually not. Mintrack
No,
said,
they called one of them Little Boy because they were hoping to get all the bad priests to go to Japan first, but that just didn't work.
that's all the priests. Mintrack says the first one only did well because they crowbarred it in right before Endgame. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I agree.
And right before the gay stuff, right? So like, people didn't realize the forced diversity bullshit. Like, that wasn't really as prevalent. Like, you thought movies were just gonna generally be okay. Now people have caught on. You know, every Disney and every Marvel film, 100% across the board, is going to have at least a brown character. At least,
keep in mind they're bringing this up, like sandwiching it in between rants on anime and how it's like inferior.
at least
Like,
one
what a
Asian character,
joke.
at least one black character, and they're all going to be female, and half of them are going to be gay, and you know it's coming.
They're going to be lame and gay.
Lame and gay.
South Park isn't funny. Okay, South Park softballed everything. They didn't make any real points. They were. Let's stop pretending as if South Park like makes fun of both sides, okay? Because they're clearly biased, okay? They did the most basic bitch thing they could possibly do in making fun of Kathleen Kennedy and Disney, okay? Like, this is the PC principle thing all over again, where people act like this is some epic win against like the SJWs, but in reality, like, South Park is controlled by SJWs. It is an establishment product. And like, I'm getting really tired of people acting as if that's not true. It's embarrassing. South Park was never good, but
oh man, there's so many damn super chats tonight. It's hard to keep up, bros. I apologize. Thank you guys, and thank you all for all the support. I did take a day off, which was painful, but I had to because I wanted to die.
God damn it, Cody. I'm dying. I'm gonna cry. This chat comment. Dragon Ball, Yu Yu Hakusho, Bleach. What drug are you smoking, Nick? Thank you for making my point.
Dragon Ball, like, okay, all those. I'm reading Bleach for the first time, so I can't really comment on that. But Dragon Ball is a worldwide phenomenon, super popular. I would say it's made anime popular in the West. Like, Dragon Ball is the reason this stuff is popular in the West. Sailor Moon is its equivalent for girls. So like, yeah, like Dragon Ball is a major reason why, an example as to why what you're saying is full of shit. And like, Yu Yu Hakusho would be, I guarantee you Nick doesn't know what Yu Yu Hakusho is, but like, yeah, Yu Yu Hakusho is a really solid competitor to Dragon Ball. If it didn't have to compete with Dragon Ball in its prime, it would be remembered as an all-time great shonen. Right, like, I love Yu Yu Hakusho, and of course, like, Bleach, I'm reading for the first time. Really, really enjoying it so far. Can't really give a lot of commentary on it, but like, it's a lot of fun, right? It has great artwork. I like the characters. Like, it's really, really funny. I've had more fun reading it than I ever would have reading a Western comic or, anything. Uh, like, Nick doesn't know what he's talking about here. And like, I want you to keep in mind, this is the reason I'm upset with him, is that a big thing with like the Kick Vic thing when he was like covering that was that he really tried playing up the fact that he was an anime fan. He really tried pretending that he was interested in this stuff and that he had like an investment in what was going on and things like that, that he watched anime back in the day or like when he was in college or whatever, like he loved Cowboy Bebop and whatever, Evangelion. Like, he really tried bringing that stuff up. Like, whenever he's talked about anime, though, it's clear that he doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't talk about things he likes and things he dislikes about the medium. It's all like, oh, anime is bad because, I don't actually watch it. Is it basically what he's saying? And again, the chat is like calling him out on his nonsense. I am calling him out on his nonsense. But yeah, this is
You
I don't even know what
you
that
have
is.
helped me
Yep,
so
she
much
admits
right
it.
now.
She
Oh
admits it.
God, I love animes. I love them.
So I just saw
What?
another.
How could you say storytelling's bad? Look at Dragon Ball, Yu Yu Hakusho. I'm pleased.
They all have 2,000 episodes apiece. Yeah, I've never understood it. No, one of my favorite anime tropes that I can't
It's gonna
stand.
be a good show.
Look, I gotta put this out there. I've never really been into anime. I've tried watching a lot of it. But one of the anime tropes that's starting to translate into live action stuff, as far as like Eastern stuff goes, is when something is happening on screen and then each character as it's happening explains what's happening like 5 times, and it makes me want to shoot myself in the fucking face. And it's all the popular animes that do this.
What's he doing? He's powering up. I've never seen anything like it. What does that mean? I don't know, but we have to be ready.
Yeah, it's like
You could be a voice actor. Holy shit!
no,
That's actually
like
impressive.
no shit. It'll be like something like it'll be like, you think you foiled my plan, but what you do not know is there's actually 3 doors behind you. And if you choose the wrong one, then you will be killed. And then it's like, oh no, if we choose the wrong one, we'll be killed. We have to choose the right door, and there's 3 doors to choose from. Which one will we choose? Hopefully it's the right one, because the right one is the only way to freedom. Yeah, I agree, Choo Choo.
Why are you guys so good at this?
I'm telling you, that's exactly
Why
what
are
it. And
you
they'll be like,
so good at this?
Like, gotta love whenever people make fun of like anime, like people who obviously don't make fun, who don't watch anime, try to make fun of it. like I'm trying to think of like when this happens. Like typically, like what exactly is wrong about exposition? Okay, what exactly is wrong about explaining the stakes or what's happening to like other characters and the audience? Like that gets you hyped up, right? That really helps you establish what's going on. And it's not like this is mm, I don't know. Like I'm thinking back to like, does Attack on Titan do anything like that? Does One Punch Man do anything like that? Like, I really don't think it does, right? Like, whenever they're explaining something to you, it's important information that you need to know in order to understand the circumstances, right? Like, it's just.
I don't know, guys. Maybe we should pick. Shut up, Krillin. I hope you die by Frieza again.
God.
I never watched a lot of anime. I feel like Miyazaki doesn't count as anime. That's just like the Japanese
Yeah,
version.
typical basic bitch opinion. Like, oh, Miyazaki doesn't count because they have A-lister Hollywood actors voice act in his movies. Bro, Miyazaki isn't that great, okay? Let's be real here. Like, Miyazaki is the person that they shove to the forefront in order to try and, like, dictate what becomes popular in America. Like, Miyazaki, I'm not a fan of his. So, like, I really don't respect how so many people like this will always do this thing like, oh, but I like Miyazaki though. No, you don't. Like, it just.
Version of Disney, which I love dearly. The only anime I ever think I really got into or that I liked was One Punch Man, because I just think it's fun.
Yeah,
Hilarious.
I didn't like.
I
It's
love
two.
anime, by the way. Like
Yeah.
I don't hate anime. I love it. It's great to watch. It's super entertaining. Anyway.
Especially what was the redo of Hiller?
Redo the Healer is the
Yeah,
greatest anime ever made.
of course, he's a big redo of Healer fan. Okay, so for those of you who are anime fans, who I can't imagine why you would be watching this video, but like just to give some context as to why like Rekieta's eyes just lit up here. Redo of Healer is about rape. Is what I understand. I think like the idea is that like some generic JRPG party, like some D&D guys, they go out, beat like the Dark Lord or something, and they just kind of like, I think like the healer of the party gets like betrayed by the others, and so like he goes back in time and just kind of like fucks everything up. Like I think he like turns one of the female party members into like a sex slave or something and just rapes her a lot. I don't know, okay, because I don't watch this kind of stuff, but like just it really just goes to show you, right? Like just what gets Rekieta excited about anime is just like the extremely depraved sexual content, right? Uh, that is like it's appalling. You know, he'll talk all this shit about about the anime genre, right? Dismiss all these beloved classics, Dragon Ball, Yu Yu Hakusho, Bleach, stuff that people really, really enjoy and care about. But the instant that like redo of Healer, rape is involved, sexual contact, like he just lights up. He gets so excited at like the thought that like, oh, whoa, we're about to talk about sex. Like it's disgusting. It really, really is.
I had to download it because you can't watch that every place that streams it. Half the screen is black half the time.
Yeah, I have the uncut Blu-rays now.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god, it'll be like the main character's like, "I'm going to take care of," and then he's just doing his shit, and you're like, "This is brutal." And then the next episode comes, and you're like, "Man, is this? I don't really know if I like this. I think he's a bad guy." And then it like will do a flashback, and he's just laying there, and like all the dudes are like, "Yeah, let me get some." There's that
He's
one
just
character
laying there in a
love you.
puddle of cum. It's
He's like,
like,
"I love
oh,
you. I love
God.
you. You made me do this," and he's choking. He's like,
I love how this chick is just sitting here blatantly. Like even the thought is like put off by what they're talking about here, right? Like I just disgusting.
"If I could just kill you right now, you would be cute."
Kind of love how like they both claim not to be big anime fans, by the way, but the instant they bring up like a notoriously degenerate anime like redo of Healer, they immediately just get like thrilled at it. You know they just watch this shit all the time. It's disgusting.
And beautiful forever. And he's just like destroying his asshole. And then like it goes back to modern day, and he's like, "I'm going to get my revenge." And you're like, "Yeah, you are, and I'm gonna watch it, baby." Thank God they
Oh
do the
God, it's
flashbacks
so
right
good.
before he brutalizes them every time. When
Yeah,
he
they
breaks
have
the
to.
chick's fingers. He
You're like,
breaks her fingers. Oh my God. And he's like, if you scream, like I'll kill you. And she's like, she doesn't scream, and they're all broken. And he's like,
they're all
okay.
like,
Yeah, they're
oh
all
God,
fine.
they're different directions.
And then he just grabs, he's like, "You did a good job." And she's like, "Oh," and he grabs her hand and he goes, "Heal." And then they just get healed, and he breaks them again. And I'm like, "Oh my God." And then he just dukes her ass. Oh, it's so good. Oh, what a
Sounds
great
oddly
show.
hot. I'm
It's
into
a,
this.
dude, I'm
read it.
telling you.
Oh, you haven't watched it?
No, can I rub my bean to this? That's
Oh,
what this
yeah.
is sounding like.
Oh,
Ah,
yes. For
disgusting. Oh, I don't know. Like the look on her face made her seem like she wasn't into it. I don't know. Is this part of her brand, like pretending to be like? I don't know anything about this chick. Is this part of her brand, like pretending to be like into this kind of like depraved shit? That seems like likely to me. I don't know.
sure.
Okay. All right.
For
Yeah.
sure. Bro, I watched like the
Yeah,
first.
she looks uncomfortable. Like I don't know. Is it just me, or does she look a little bit put off by like what? I don't know. Maybe I'm looking too much into it. Again, I don't know anything about her, but
3 episodes and immediately had to go relieve my balls.
All right. Yep. Sign me up. Where do I
Redo a
watch
killer.
this?
Read it. You might have to download it.
Okay.
Because if you watch the censored versions, right when he starts like
she's
giving
not
some
gonna
beans
watch
to
it.
somebody, it
She's
just
not gonna
goes to,
watch
like,
this
a
shit.
painting on the wall. And
Oh, that's terrible.
yeah, it'll just show a painting and there's no noise for like a
Oh, I was
solid
gonna
minute.
say you can't even hear the.
No, no.
They always do that like high pitched squeaking.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
that.
Don't. Yeah. Just fucking just.
I can't even watch. Okay, I'm saying she is uncomfortable, but I'm sitting here just like I myself am uncomfortable watching this shit. It's like, wow.
Just watch it. Watch.
All right.
Oh my God. You could, yeah, we could, we could do that. I'm down. Trent, by the way, Trent Westbrook, my boy. Also, I gotta give a shout out to Trent Westbrook for texting me the other day.
See,
Bro, man, back up at you. Buzz says so. Thank you. Don't forget to text me again, my friend.
okay,
Appreciate
let's
you.
see if they keep.
Buzz says so. Rekieta's take on anime is put a chick in it and make her gay. Interesting.
They
If by
already
gay you
do
mean
that.
giant tits, then yes.
No, they don't. No.
Yes.
Anime titties are my favorite.
Yeah, dude. They're always huge and ridiculous.
And they got such a good bounce to them. They really
Yeah.
figured out the animation of bouncing tits and like they did a great job.
No,
Well,
but
it's
that
like those sushi chefs, right? Like they have to go and they have to spend like 3 years just making the rice first.
Right. They have to just drawing the nipples.
Very good. Now you move.
I mean, it's terrible.
That's a gay Jaeger and come from a trash place and we drink
Same.
trash alcohol.
Ugh.
Okay, I think
Shit.
that's
To give it a unique flavor. I have another one that
okay. Yeah, I think that's everything I wanted to cover. Yeah, I think the stream is still alive, so yeah. But like, I wanted to talk about the anime thing above all else, because yeah, I'm sure nobody else is like as autistic as I am about this, but like, yeah, like, isn't it weird how obsessive they get over like downplaying anime's like value as a medium, its creativity, like what it's done for the industry, like how popular it is, how much people really enjoy it. Like isn't it crazy that they do this and then turn around and just like start gushing over redo of Healer of all things? That's what I really wanted to emphasize here is just like the blatant like hypocrisy, right? And like the plus the issue that like these guys are big Marvel enablers. They talk about Marvel like incessantly. Like even now, they'll talk more about the Marvels than they'll ever talk about like any anime show. Like I don't think Nick has ever talked about Spy Family at all. Like he would hate Spy Family. Like I am just waiting for Nick Rekieta to cover Spy Family just so he can have some ridiculous hot take about it. Just so I am so looking forward to blasting him about that. That is going to be really, really funny. But like, yeah, like watching this, it's like, what are you doing? Like, what do you think? Who do you think you're fooling, really? Like, you're never ever going to convince like anime enthusiasts that the entire industry is bad. You can't even like convince like casual viewers or like non-fans that anime is bad, because plenty of people have seen some kind of anime show that they like or enjoy. Plenty of people, like I know people who have only watched like Psyche K or whatever. Who have only watched like One Punch Man and really, really enjoyed it. Like, that alone disproves your entire argument. This idea that like anime is some like inferior medium, it just doesn't make any sense. It's ridiculous. This is Rekieta retardation at its absolute peak.